And now questions about the involvement of U.S. banks and Goldman Sachs in propping Greece up, then betting the country will default on its debt. Fortune's managing editor Andy Serwer here with some strong opinions on this one. And you have a good analogy here.
Well, there's a couple sort of basic, fundamental points about human behavior, I think, that come into play here. And let's start with the first one about these credit default swaps in Greece. This is sort of betting that the country's debt will deteriorate.
After having helped give Greece credit.
That's right. Okay, so let me ask you a question, Poppy. If you bet $5 million that I would die, and then $10 million, and other people saw it $50 million, $100 million that I would die soon, do you think that would increase the likelihood of maybe someone taking out a contract on me? Or if I got in a car accident, maybe not calling the ambulance right away? I think so. I mean, it's a very perverse, twisted way of looking at things, but I think it's a kind of an apt analogy.
Let's be clear here on 2 points. One, Goldman had no comment on this. And two, there is a stark difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law, and these swaps were legal.
That's right, and besides Goldman, another point we should make, there are other U.S. banks involved as well, J.P. Morgan. Goldman, of course, is the name that everyone just likes to bring up here. Of course, they were involved. But your point about letter and spirit of the law, I think, is another fundamental precept here we should talk about, and that is that, according to what I've read, it doesn't appear that the U.S. banks violated the letter of the law. In other words, the European Union had strict regulations about what would count as debt on these countries' balance sheets, and so these banks crafted securities that would circumvent that. Right, exactly. But the question is, does it violate the spirit of the law? Yes. Yes, it does violate the spirit of the law.